Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape, vinyl tape,
carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneurial Enclave, Life's Coming Attraction. I am your host, Kevin Wortham. Today, let me stop that. I am always excited. My very dear friend, we used to work together at the incubator in downtown Trenton. Tonjua, welcome to the platform. How are you?
Hello, Kevin, and thank you. I am fine.
Awesome. So the last time that we were together, we were at the incubator, was that about 12 years ago?
Man, it's been a minute. Yeah.
Now, I know when you were at the incubator, you weren't thinking about writing a book, were you?
Not even close.
Okay, so let's go back to the incubator. So when you were at the incubator, what was some of your responsibilities? Well, tell everybody what the incubator was.
The incubator was a place where people who were looking to start a business can come and get a free service via counseling, write a business plan, assistance with their finances, how to get a business loan. So anything that was related to starting a business, the incubator was the place to come, as well as a place to house various businesses if they didn't have their own office space. So it allowed them to have a place to come in, operate their business, have a business address.
Okay. Now, did you often work with SCORE?
Yes, we did work with them as well as the SBA.
Okay.
SCORE were those individuals who were in business prior, and they were retired business owners.
Yes.
And they would come in and provide free counseling, helping other people come up. I guess trying to avoid those different mistakes that you might run across in starting your own business.
Very true. Because Lorraine Allen was in charge of the SBA at that time, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I enjoyed.
Well, it was the SBDC.
Okay.
We were the SB, yeah.
Okay. Now say that one more time because I messed that up. Say that one more time.
The SBDC, Small Business Development Center.
Yes, got you.
Yes.
And that was under the SBA.
Correct. Yep.
Come on, somebody. I'm smarter than that.
Here we go.
I'm smarter than what I look. But listen, when I want to tell you something in full disclosure. You were my buddy. I miss you when they closed down. We had a good time. Who was in that crew? It was you and Tara, right? Tara Brown.
Tyra, yes.
Right. That was the
yes,
crew.
yes.
I enjoyed you guys so much.
Yes.
You were my buddy. So when I saw you on Facebook with this new book, I'm like, wow, okay, so here we go now. So let's fast forward. You leave the incubator. Where do you land next?
I eventually land a position with the state of New Jersey.
Okay. And so, so at what point do you feel like your entrepreneurial fire is burning and that you've got to come out and write this book?
I'll tell you when.
Okay. Please.
Not too. Look.
Please tell us.
Not too long ago. That's when.
Okay. Gotcha. So, what's the name of the book?
All right. The book is called Caring for Those Who Once Cared for You.
Wow. Okay. And so what does that mean?
So what that means is I was placed in a position where I had to relocate my mother from West Virginia, as well as my sister.
Yes.
Because of the fact that she was beginning the early stages of dementia.
Yes.
And so in West Virginia, she was living alone in the house along with my sister.
Yes.
But my sister's handicapped, so she was caring for her. And it was just, I started getting phone calls from, people in the area, noticing things out of the ordinary. And so I knew it was time. I started seeing some things, and I'm like, I was trying to stretch it out to see how far, I can allow her to continue to have her independence. Yes. But then it came to that point where I did have to just kind of go down and pull her out of there.
Okay.
And relocate her here to New Jersey. And I had to begin that care of trying to learn how to care for someone with dementia and, find resources that are required or needed, health, whatever it may be, support for myself, just the various things.
Yes. Well, first of all, let me commend you on the book. Let me commend you on stepping in and taking care of your mother and your sister. And what's so funny? I too am going through the exact same thing. My father passed away 5 years ago.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah,
sorry to hear that. Wow.
Thank you. And my mother at that time was the primary caregiver, but then I was the caregiver overall. So whenever she couldn't do something, I kind of stepped in to clean up.
Yes.
But then since Dad has passed away, it's just been Mommy and I, and now Mom is beginning to experience small moments of dementia.
Oh yeah.
Where she gets into this whole sundowning phase, and it's very repetitive. So it's like I need that book already.
Well, you know what, Kevin? What I have found is, in speaking to a lot of people in my age range, a lot of them we're all going through this kind of, we're in that stage now.
Yes.
Where we're actually, we have to take that time to care for them. The changes are happening, and we have to kind of step in and do some things.
And Tanya, what's not so much interesting, but as it is funny. So when my father started going through dementia, I said to the doctor, "Is this a new disease?"
He's like, "What is this?"
Yeah, and he says no, but for so many years it was under either Alzheimer's or senility.
Yes.
And I said, okay, now you're making sense. So I said, okay, now I get it. So now the book is full of resources, or what's the book?
Well, it's broken into basically two parts. The beginning part is, just giving a little bit of my story, as well as kind of sharing some things that we don't normally think about, such as pre-planning, thinking ahead.
Yes.
Like I said, we're in this age range now where these things are starting to happen, and we need to pay attention, not only for parents or a loved one, whether it be a sibling. Sometimes people have to take care of, a brother or a sister because they start going through various changes. But we ourselves, looking down the road, need to also think about, well, when I get to a certain age, what's going to happen to me?
Yes.
What do I have in place for my own self-care or care? Health care, long-term care.
Yes. Now, do you also delve into the issues of having additional insurance policies that would perhaps take care of that issue or that concern where you can receive care while still living in your own home or receive care at a nursing facility. Do you?
Right. I touch a little bit on that
Yes.
because as well as pre-planning, there's the legal,
Yes.
there's the finances,
Yes.
and then, like you say, a place to go.
Yes.
These are the things. When I'm saying pre-planning, if you're able to, if your parent is still in a cognitive stage of understanding,
Yes.
to stop and take that time and speak to them about future.
Yes.
You know, where would you, especially if they have their own homes,
Yes.
you know, it's really hard to pull them out of their own home.
Very true.
You know, if they have a large house and now it's just them, or maybe it's just two of them, but because they had kids or they had a larger house. But now if it's just a single parent or both of the parents, they can't take it at home the way they used to. I noticed that when I would go visit my mom in West Virginia, her upkeep wasn't the same.
Now let me ask this question. Because of the distance, how often, when you sense that there was something going on with your mother, how often would you try to visit?
At least 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
Every 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
Yes.
But in the meantime, you had neighbors that were sharing with you other things.
Oh, I had a great friend that worked with my mother.
Yes.
Who lived in the area, and so she also knew what was going on. So she was my big help.
Okay.
So she would go down to my mom's house. What she would begin to do is actually take her to the doctor's appointments, because my mom thought that she could do it. She would go, because where they live, they have to go like at least 30 minutes to go for a major doctor.
Yes.
So she would go and she would get a little turned around. That's when we started knowing, okay, well, she can't do this by herself anymore.
Yes.
So the friend would say, you know what, I'll start going with her.
Yes.
She would go to the house to help her write out the bills.
Yes.
And so she was, you know, my backup.
Okay.
She was a big help. And my sister, even though she was handicapped, she was she had some cognitive disabilities, but she was also well enough to know changes. And so she would always make it a point to call me.
Yes.
Or she would call the friend in the area, anything that she, you know, so that also helped.
Okay. Okay.
That was a big help, yeah.
Now, you started to hint on something prior to you sharing with your friend, that your friend would come in to kind of give you hints as to what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I find so funny, and not funny ha-ha, but just funny peculiar. One of the things that we as Black folks need to do is first of all, pick up your book and start to get our house, our long-term care house in order.
Come on now, that's what I'm saying. Hello?
What?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Woo. Because I see some of the care that some of our elderly folks receive, you know, because my mother just recently was in a nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
And just some of the care that she was receiving at a nursing home, even though she had good insurance, it still was not the best of the best. Right?
Yes. Yes.
And I hate to say this, but I love my brothers from Jamaica. I love my brothers from the DR. I love my brothers from, you know, the island nations, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you something, and God forgive me for saying this. Them brothers cannot talk where I can understand them. I'm like, you giving care to my mother, there's a problem because I can't understand you.
And if you can't understand them, she can't understand them.
Exactly. And so when I talk to the social worker or when I talk to the administrator, and here we go again. Ooh, Tanya, this is your fault. This episode is supposed to be...
I'm staring so hard.
This episode is supposed to be about your book, but I'm telling you, man, listen, God forgive me for saying this, but how come most of the nursing homes are owned by the Jewish folks?
Hey.
What?
I got no answer for that.
And so some of them seem to be remotely nice, right?
Yes.
But the administrator that they put in touch or the overall charge don't seem to care. And so when we vent our frustrations, sometimes I think it goes unheard. But but going back to the language barrier, you're right. If I can't understand you, what makes you think someone 90 or 94 years old can understand you? And when did this job become the island agency that's all they do in terms of caregiving work? What happens to the men and women that are African Americans that live in this state, this country?
Right. Where are they?
Where are they? Because when you go to the hospital, you don't see us up there either. For
That's
nurses,
correct.
Wow,
that is correct. That is very true.
And so I don't, what's that called? Racism within the race? I don't know what that's called. But man, listen, I would go up there sometimes and I would call my friend. I said, listen, I think I'm going to be explosive today.
Oh gosh.
Make sure you got bail money ready because I'm about to cuss somebody out if I don't drag them out.
And that is very important. When you put someone in a nursing home, or you have to get to that point, you have to be that person that stays, on top of it.
Yes.
Because as soon as you let your guard down, or they know that somebody is not coming to check on this person, then to me, it's like it's less attention paid to that patient.
Yes.
Yes. Now you have to stay on top of it.
Now, Tanya, I know the book is already written, but is there a chapter that talks about advocacy?
I did not do that.
That's in your next book. That's in you.
There you go.
You and I are going to co-write the next book.
There you go.
Because advocacy is so paramount to working with our seniors and those folks who are in need. So one more time, tell us the name of your book again.
The name of the book is Caring for Those Who Once Cared for You.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And so it's written by you, first-time entrepreneur author, right?
Yes, yes.
And so how did you do the research to do the book?
Some of the research was internet, interviewing other people that are also going through the same issues, going through the same thing. And just talking to other people. Okay. That's a lot. Purchasing, buying my own books and doing my own research and searching the internet. So one of the things that I was doing was looking for support groups.
Yes.
And so I went on to Alzheimers.org, where I did find some support groups. However, what I was finding when I was going to or participating in a few of those support groups is not being able to find people that look like me.
Yes.
Or if I did, it was limited.
Yes.
And so also in my research, I end up finding this site called Caregiving While Black.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like a research study group.
Yes.
And I kind of made contact with them. And the lady that was over the program, she said, oh, I have a group, a lady that's in Baltimore. She does it via Zoom, who has a support group for Black daughters caregiving for their moms.
Yes.
And so I made contact with that lady in Baltimore. And so now I participate in their support group, which is a group of Black ladies looking to do the same.
Wow.
Helping each other out, providing information to one another, support for one another.
Now, Tanya, are you going to do likewise in this area?
I am, because that is one of the things, because she started the group, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yes.
And so what she is looking to do is maybe eventually incorporate chapters.
Okay.
So she did make mention, like, Tanya, maybe you can also, create a chapter in the New Jersey area.
Yes. Well, sign me up for New Jersey. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Even though I'm not female, right? But I'm caring for my mother.
But you're still caring.
Absolutely. Now, now on the religious side, right? How do we as caregivers, how do we plug into the next level of strength, right? Do you talk about that in your book at all?
I did not speak on that issue. Okay. And there's one thing that I did find out when I initially started doing this caregiving.
Yes.
it's all new to me. Yes. Not one person, but I'm also incorporating two.
Yes.
At the time, still working outside of the home.
Yes.
So, it was a lot going on. And the first thing I'm asking God, I'm like, you sure I'm the person that's supposed to be doing this? Because I really just, this isn't me.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to do this. It's like, this is too much. This is really too much. I can't figure all this out.
Yes.
But, as I continued through the process and started figuring things out,
yes,
what I noticed is, I gain more strength.
Absolutely. Okay.
In getting things done and making sure things got done. Yes. And I was surprising myself. I'm like, who is this person? I'm like, let me look in the mirror. Who is this person? Yeah. But it did give me a whole different sense of life, of doing things differently.
Yes.
And it was just, it's still a journey.
Yes.
It's been a journey, but it's been a learning experience. And you know what? Had it not been for this experience,
yes,
I wouldn't have written the book.
Okay. Now, so the book came out of a need to respond to your mother.
Yes.
Okay. So had there not been a need, would you have sought to do this book?
I would not.
Okay. So while you were writing the book, what were some of the challenges that you had to face and overcome?
In writing the book, or just the caregiving?
Well, let's talk about both, right? What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome in terms of writing the book, and then also with the caregiving?
In writing the book, because to me, I'm like, I'm not a writer. It's a first time thing.
Yes.
And so what I did was I actually participated with a group who were also writing the book. It was a 90-day challenge. So that's kind of how I got reined into this, of writing this book.
Yes.
And so with the group, it helped to keep you on task.
Got you.
It helped to guide you, create that outline. Each week we were checking in. How much have you written? So, that was a great guide for a first-time writer to keep you on task.
Got you.
So that was very helpful.
Okay. So now, what challenges did you have to overcome while you were in the physical midst of becoming a caregiver?
Mental.
Okay. Say more about
mental.
That. Say more about
mental.
that.
Mental. Because so in caring for the mother who is in those early stages, who thinks that they can still do what they could do.
Yeah.
And so it's a tug of war.
Yes.
And I'm saying, no, you can't do, or let me help you. And they're saying, I'm not a child.
Yes.
I can do this myself.
Yes.
And so, there were many times I had to woosah and walk away.
Uh-huh.
And so someone had told me, who worked as an administrator in a nursing home, and they say, well, if they're not harming themselves, don't try to take something from them or try to stop them from doing something. And they also indicated, another way of speaking to them is ask them to do a favor for you. In other words, don't say, I need you to do something, because they take it as you're demanding them and you're the child, but you're trying to tell them what to do.
Yes.
And so I had to implement that, which was very helpful.
Yes.
And the most frustrating thing was, in the beginning, was I know my mom likes to go to church.
Yes.
And so I made it a point to try to help her get to church on Sundays. However, the difficulty was getting her dressed and ready in a timely manner, because she had her own time and I had my time. I'm like, come on, we gotta go. Hello, come on.
Yeah.
And and I would just get frustrated.
Yeah.
And after a while, you know what? I got to the point where I said, if we get there, we get there. And if we don't, we don't. And at that time, I think COVID had set in,
Gotcha.
Later on.
Yes.
Later on after COVID set in, it just happened to be on TV. So on the internet. So that just made life easier. But that beginning stage of trying to get, I'm thinking I'm helping.
Yeah.
I'm just stressing myself out.
So Tonya, there's 2 more books coming out, right? One that I know you're going to do is going to be like the Chronicles of Caregiving, and that's going to be like some funny anecdotes, right?
There you go.
And I've learned. So while my father, right, I think he passed away. He was 91.
Wow.
I would get the worst headache trying to tell my father that he couldn't have sweets. And so
they love sweets.
Yeah, the doctor says, your father is over 90 years old. If he wants to eat the whole damn cake, let him eat it. So
they said, let him have them.
Let him have it. Yeah. So once I did that, that was my woosah moment. I said, Daddy, do you want a whole pie? He said, no, just a small piece. Because, in his mind, he wanted the whole pie, so he was going to do whatever he needed to do to get the whole pie. I'm trying to hide the pie from him. So when the doctor said, let him eat the whole pie, he's over 90, I said, have at it, Daddy. Have at it, Daddy.
Just release that stress from yourself.
Exactly.
I talked to a friend who was a friend of mine I went to school with. She lives in Philly. So she was taking care of her father. Yes. And, he had a kidney disease. He had some heart issues. And she was like, I had to give him all of these, try to make him make sure that he took all of these medications.
Yes.
And she's like, I was stressing myself out. My blood pressure was going up.
Yes.
She said, when I went to my doctors, they was like, well, if he take it, he take it. And if he don't, he don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just had to get to that point.
Yeah. So,
because they would stress you out where we're thinking we're doing what's best for them or
absolutely.
what's, trying to do what's best on their behalf.
Yes.
So, we don't want to seem like, we did anything wrong to our parents. So we're, in our minds, we're doing what's best for them, trying to do what's best on their behalf.
And then the other thing was clothes, right? It became very challenging to get Daddy to put his pants on. So guess what? He had the best sweatpants in the world because I went out and bought him 3 pairs of sweatpants.
Come on now.
And we went to church. We went everywhere with them sweatpants on because that was the easiest thing.
Hey, you get to a point where you figure out things to make your life easier.
Yes, like this is not the battle I signed up for. But
come on now. And you said the key word, battle.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes, but Tonya, now any regrets? And I apologize for asking that question. Any regrets in writing this book?
I would say no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I used the book. What I wanted to do was actually to use the book as like a stepping stone because what I really wanted to do was just, find a platform to start speaking about this because I think as African Americans, we don't speak enough about it.
Yes.
We don't seek enough resources or we don't know where these resources are.
Yes.
So it's like I wanted to, kind of use it as a platform to start breaking the ice. We need to start talking about this thing more.
Yes.
If not for our parents as well, as I said before, we need to also think about our own futures. I have kids.
Yes.
Do I want my kids taking care of me or will I have something in place for them to take care of me or will they be able to even take care of me?
Yes. Well,
things that we don't think about.
I spoke to your kids and they said they love you so much, so they're going to provide top-notch care for you.
Oh, they got me covered. All right.
Because they are in the process of writing their own book. How to take care of my mother who wrote a book. No,
that's a good one.
No, but I'm saying but thank you. And I guess it's important to have that conversation with them because here's the other thing I've noticed too now. Some parents have to have that come to Jesus moment, particularly if you have more than one child, right?
Yes.
Some parents, they know is there one child that come hell or high water, they're going to take care of mommy, daddy. Mm-hmm. And them other child, they want nothing to do with you. And you could have been the world's greatest parent. And that's just reality. So
that is reality.
So you're right. Get your own house in order if you are able to do so. And if your kids want to participate in that, they're welcome to do so. But if not, there's enough money, there's enough resources set aside that you can take care of yourself.
There you go. Now, the one thing, the thing you spoke about were having children.
Yes.
So that's one of the things. I touched on it just a little bit because
Yes.
I've seen it in my own family where my aunt, who took care of her mother, my grandmother.
Yes.
And so, of course, my grandmother had 12 kids, but there were only 10 living. So
Wow.
where my aunt lived, there were 2 other siblings that lived down the street.
Yes.
However, she did all the work. She did all the care. She took care of grandmother from top to bottom. And she still was working. And she said all I needed for them to do, if they couldn't do nothing else, was to at least stop by. She gave everybody a key.
Yes.
Because sometimes she slept because she worked overnight.
Yes.
She said, I'll give everybody a key since they say, they can never get in the house.
Yes.
Everybody, come on in anytime you want to.
Yes.
You know where her room is. Come on in.
Yes.
Sit down. Talk. Bring her something to eat.
Yes.
Limited.
Are you serious?
Limited. And it's the story I hear so often.
Wow.
So often.
Wow.
That there are other siblings, but there's usually that one person that does end up doing. There are some families that do work together.
Yeah.
But you can have 4 or 5 siblings, but sometimes it end up just being that one person.
Wow. Now, and we talked about this early on. So while you're providing top-notch coverage for your mother and care for your mother and your sister, when do you know that you have to step away and maybe take a break? When do you feel like that?
Ooh. Okay, so that's part 2 of the book.
Okay.
Self-care, okay?
Yes.
Because so many people were telling me that, they noticed that I was doing this care.
Yes.
I'm maneuvering, trying to do my sister, trying to do my mother, going to church. And they would always say, make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you take some time for yourself. And I'm like, what? I didn't really comprehend in the beginning.
Yes.
It's like, no, I need to do what I got to do for them. I'm making sure everything is covered for them.
Yes.
But now I am incorporating self-care, time away.
Mm-hmm.
I have caregivers where, I can take some time away.
Yes.
Whether I'm going to the store, whether I'm taking a nap,
mm-hmm.
I just got back from a trip from Florida.
Yes.
So I am beginning to, and it's more than just that getaway, but it's also in terms of self-care is making sure that you're doing your own doctor appointments, make sure that you're scheduling your own doctor appointments and keeping your health up to par, because if you're not up to par, then you can't take care of them.
Absolutely. I thank you. So one more time with the title of the book, please, Tanya.
Caring for those who once cared for you.
Okay. And this is you're self-published, correct?
Self-published.
Okay. And when did the book come out?
The book is still under edit.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it is forthcoming. And so I do have a website for what I was doing was taking pre-orders.
Yeah, okay, good.
So yes.
Now let me ask this question: Do you know what you should do? You should let's do a workshop, right?
Come on now.
No, I'm ready. You come on now.
Come on now.
Listen.
Talk to me.
I'm saying once we go offline, let's look at some dates and let's just do a workshop, right? I've got some folks on the podcast that are attorneys. I got some folks on the podcast who have they do insurance, right? And then we've got you, and so they can undergird your conversation with the professional resources that
come on now.
This is what your will should look like. This is what this should look like, right? Yes.
So that's what I did in the book. I kind of touched on those topics for pre-planning.
Yes.
Yeah, your legal, the finance, your insurance, correct.
Yes. We can call that a small conference. And,
there you go.
and we can do that, just 3 hours. That's all and for those who feel like they need the book, and then this can also be they pick up a copy of your book to support you, and then
there you go.
They listen to the experts as they talk about the challenges that you need to overcome and be aware of in order to be the best effective caregiver.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's have some fun. We're gonna get back to the book in a second.
All right.
So now, while you were writing the book, who else was helping you write the book? Now I noticed that you are a Delta. You are a sister.
I am.
Now any shout outs that we want to give to some of your Delta sisters?
Just shout out to the Delta sisters.
Oh, okay. But I'm saying, was there anyone in particular that was serving as your sister, your line sister?
Oh yeah, for the book. No,
was also a mentor too.
No. There was only one. The lady that I kind of talk to back and forth, give some insight, which was Teresa Daniels.
Okay. And she's a
who
Delta?
is a Sora.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so she served as your mentor, your support?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Now, which chapter did you pledge?
I pledged Alpha Delta in West Virginia State University.
Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in 2015? That's a joke.
What?
That's a joke.
I'm like, you trying to take it back?
No, I was trying to give you a compliment. That you're so youthful.
Okay. Let's go with that. Yes, I like that.
Yeah, 2015.
I'm just a baby. Yes.
With so much wisdom. It's like, how did that baby work with Kevin at the incubator? The incubator closed 12 years ago. Boy, that's some smart work there.
How about that?
Yeah. Now, so in writing the book, or if you were to tell someone about writing a book or going down that path of writing a book, would you encourage them to have a mentor?
Oh yes, yes.
Now,
mentors, support groups, yes.
Yeah. Now, how important was the mentoring support group for you?
I find it to be, because when you have questions,
yes.
when you have doubts,
yes,
that mentor, that support group helps kind of build your confidence back up, yes. and say, you can do it, you can get it done, take a breather, walk away, yes. come back. And so it just kind of helps keep you on focus.
Got you.
Definitely a valuable asset to have a mentor and support group.
I want to ask a personal question. What's the cost of the book? Can we know that in advance?
$15.
$15. All right. That's all. No. I wanted to.
That's affordable, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Come on now. Yeah. The reason why I say it was personal, because you said that you were still in the editing part of it, so I didn't want to.
Yes.
I didn't want to put something out there, and
okay. I got you.
Yeah. That's all. Okay. And so, when do you think that we're going to have the book out and have a pre-release or a sign? What do you call it? A signature party, a sign party? What do you call it?
Signing party.
A signing party. When do you think we're going to have
a launch party?
A launch party. When do you think you're going to have one of those?
I'm hoping in at least about a month.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're asking all of your deltas to support the book?
Deltas, my alumni,
okay,
college alumni,
yes,
church family,
yes, okay,
friends, everybody.
Well, I got to support. I got to get a book.
Let's go.
Yeah. But I'm going to get the signed copy.
Oh yes.
Yep. Okay.
I have a request for many of those. Yes.
For real? Seriously?
Yes.
And is that a different price point?
No.
What? Come on, we got to talk about the market. The signed copy should be at a different price point. Well, come on.
Hey. Okay.
I'm just saying, marketing is everything, right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Now, how many pages is the book, if I may ask?
It's a small book, so it should be about 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
and it's got resources that we could thumb through and kind of pick up on.
There you go. Some websites, sections in there where there's some note pages so that you can write some things down, make note of.
I love it.
Yes. So I worked, there is a doctor named Kipple Bell, Black female doctor.
Yes.
She has a site as well that gears towards the caregiving phase. Yes. And I purchased a book from her, which is called Caregiving Like a Boss.
Yeah. Okay.
And that book allows you, it's kind of like a journal. It allows you to write down your loved one's medications, changes, doctor information. So that way, when you go to the doctor, you have all that information, or you bring someone in that's going to care for them, they have that information right at hand.
Yes. I love it.
And so down the line, I think my next stage also would be incorporating a workbook.
Okay. Wow. I love it. Now, listen, this is where we get ready to go 50-50 on our next venture. The Caregiving app. Come on now. Tanya, you feeling that? The Caregiving app, right? So everything that
listen,
come on,
Kevin, I got all kind of, you look, the light bulb has been going off. I'm writing stuff down. I'm like, ideal here, ideal there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But Tanya, did you have the Caregiving app yet?
I'm going to check my notes, Kevin. I'm going to check my notes.
I'm pretty sure you didn't, Tanya. Just listen, I don't want 50%. Just give me 25 or 10%. We good. I'm telling you, right?
I'm going to check my notes. Okay, I'm going to check my notes. If I find it, I'm going to screenshot it. Look, Kevin, I already had it.
But no, I think that you are on to something wonderful. I am going to say nothing but peace and blessings upon you in this continued work, because this work is needed, right?
Yes, it is. My next thing I'm actually thinking about doing is doing some various videos on how to, the language barrier.
Yes.
Like on how to speak to the person with dementia.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got one for you. That's good. And how to speak to someone with dementia at various points in the day.
Yes. Come on now. Don't let them lights go down.
What? In the daytime, you're talking to Albert Einstein.
Come on now.
When the sun goes down, you might as well just put on the tape recorder, because everything is repetitive like 30, 40 times. And
they turn into a whole different person.
I remember when I took Daddy to the doctor. He says, "Has your father began to do any sundowning?" And I said, "What is that?" He said, "You'll know what it is." And so sometimes, in the evening, I would sit on the porch and have a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
And I would put Daddy in the bed, tuck Daddy in the bed, and 10 minutes later, he's standing behind me on the porch.
Yo, they could sneak up on you like some ninjas.
Yeah. And so, for a 90-year-old to walk up and down them steps like 5, 6, 7 times, I don't even know if he knew he was tired. But I was tired because I'd had to take him back upstairs. I'm like, God, Lee. I said, "Daddy, oh my God." And you wake him up in the morning, he had no idea that that's what he did.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to make sure that the front door was locked.
Yes.
So I had to keep the front door locked, the back door locked, and they were the deadbolt. But I had to make sure if there was an emergency that I could get the deadbolt, the key unlocked,
Come on now. Yes, I know.
Oh, my God.
My grandmother, she snuck out one time on my aunt.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's funny. But it wasn't funny while you're going through it, boy.
That's right. You learn how to put systems in place. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They teach you a lot of lessons.
Yeah. So let's talk about your book one more time. What's the name of your book again, Tanya?
Caring for Those Who Once Cared for You.
I love it. And then give us the complete name of you being the author. Give us your complete name.
Tonjua D. Wilson.
Yes. And self-published.
Tonjua.
Yes. Now, is there a website or a contact cell phone number folks can reach out to you?
Yes. The website is actually TonjuaD.com, which is TON as in Nancy, JUA, the letter D.com. Yes. TonjuaD.com.
I love it. Listen, we are going to get behind this and support you any way, every way we can. I'm so glad that I was seeing you on Facebook, and I just love the great work that you're doing. Congratulations with this book.
And I thank you for this opportunity.
Yes. So before we go, any more shout outs that you want to give out to anyone?
Shout out to my husband, shout out to my kids, Jasmine, Gregory, Terrence, and shout out to my mom, Marva.
Absolutely. So again, Tanya, one more time with the name of the book.
Caring for Those Who Once Cared for You.
Yes. $15.
$15.
Okay. Listen, I am so proud of you. I know that
just make it happen.
When people pick up this book, when people purchase this book, it will be nothing but a blessing. And I know that there's going to be some additional writing coming from you because we've already talked about what.
That's right. You stirring up the pot.
Well, we already talked about what we thought the additional tipping points or talking points should be.
Yes.
And so we got to come back, or you've got to come back in your book to make sure we cover those other aspects because.
Yes.
Man, I mean, caregiving can get you into a big fight, you know? No, I'm saying, whether it be your in-laws, your siblings, or at a nursing home or a hospital, right? Because when mommy was in the hospital, right, just recently, I would go up there, and I'd have to stand out in the hallway sometimes and just raise my voice. Has anyone seen my mother today? And they come in, Mr. Kevin. And then when we got to the nursing home, it was even worse because whatever I was saying, they didn't understand. And they knew my mother was diabetic, but they were giving my mother regular sugar.
So, what sense does that make?
And I'm not going to even tell you the profanity I used on the podcast, but I was loud in that nursing home. Like, what the F is going on here?
They knew you were there.
Yeah, but my mother is diabetic, so why are you giving her sugar? And it's not sugar-free or sweet and low.
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
Pay attention. Yeah.
So, you by you doing this book, you opened, some thoughts for me. So wherever I can support you, let's do that because I think that this is another issue where the
listen, I think I need a whole panel of people that have caregive currently or in the past to talk about these issues. Yes.
But I think more importantly, by you writing the book, you're going to make people feel comfortable about it. Because, Tanya, I was supposed to let you go, but I'm not going to let you go. We got a few more things that I want to talk to you. No, listen. We always talk about trauma in the Black community. This is another issue in the community that we've got to talk about, right?
Yes. And so, listen, the other issue in the Black community is people that are trying to deal with caring for loved ones in the low-income area. So you think we have it? You think we have issues?
Yes.
The people that don't have these resources in a lower-income area?
Yes.
What kind of care are these people getting?
Yes. Wow. This is where the advocacy becomes so important.
Yeah.
Wow. Tanya, man, that threw me for a loop. I wasn't even thinking about that one.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I got one for you. Tanya. And I know you haven't done the research, but is there any research out there that talks about low-income dementia patients who might be homeless?
No, I haven't heard that one.
Okay.
Haven't heard that one.
Okay.
So in doing the Caregiving While Black study, what they're looking for to see if Black people, when they go to the doctor, are they not being given enough information about, resources and things of that nature just for the fact that they are Black?
Yes.
So that's what they're trying to determine. If I go to the doctor, take my mom to the doctor, do I feel, I'm not getting the best care or the best information?
Yes. Wow.
But, am I the one that they really need to be asking?
Yes.
Or is it these people in these lower income areas? Yes. But how do you reach them if they're not online researching this type of information? How yes. I just happen to stumble up on it.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, we can go on and on with this topic, man.
Yeah. But thank you that you are starting to knock down the tip of this iceberg. Wow.
Trying.
So one more time before we go, Tanya. What's the name of the book again?
Caring for Those Who Once Cared for You.
Yes. Yes. TanyaD.com is how people can
TanyaD.com
can best reach you. Awesome.
TONJUA.
Yes. Listen, this was like a family reunion, a homecoming on the podcast. Because listen, I have not seen you in blah, 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 blah years. Because I don't want people to know that we don't know the math.
It's been a minute.
Absolutely. Just going back to the incubator, I was talking to Roland Potts and John Hatch, and we were just talking about how that would be a wonderful space, right? Just overlooking the park. If the city would ever consider selling it and letting folks come in that could, repurpose, reuse, redesign.
Right.
Because I think that one of the issues that we had while we were there was when it would rain.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. The rain would come down the elevator shaft into your office, right?
Yeah, little leakage there. Yeah.
Like, man, oh, my God. Now that we're talking about the incubator, there was a few people that I would like to track down. One was Sanye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had the bugs that would eat oil, and him and I did a project a few years.
Oh wow!
Yeah, when the Alaskan Valdez broke up. No, I'm sorry. The Alaskan Valdez broke up. That's where he got the bugs from.
Okay.
But then there was a tanker that broke up maybe about 8 years ago on Super Bowl Sunday down in the Delaware River down in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me. I left the party. We went back.
Oh my goodness.
We went. I was at a Super Bowl party. He left. He left where he was, and we came back to the office to get these spray bottles that had the bugs in it. We were heading down to the Sheraton in Philadelphia because that was their emergency headquarters.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And we were trying to get the first responders to use the spray.
Wow.
But they said because it was bugs, they needed something that was going to be a whole lot quicker. So it became a tertiary response. And we did, and we did sell a few gallons of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
We were in there like, yo, we got the bugs. They eat oil. Are we ready? And what they were looking for, emergency containment booms.
And
and then they would scoop that out.
Oh, okay.
But that bugs take a long time to eat.
Right.
But we did have some people that had smaller where the oil had washed inland. And,
okay.
They would use the spray like in their backyard.
More useful for them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. On a smaller,
smaller scale. But that was it. But I digress. But wow, so good to hear from you. We're going to stay connected, and we're going to really push the book so that it can become successful. Tanya,
yes.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Listen.
Thank you, brother.
Don't be a stranger. Let's talk and text and let's stay connected.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll talk to you in a minute.
Thank you. All right. Take care.
Yep,
Bye-bye.
That concludes another episode of The Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. If you have any questions or comments about any of our episodes, please call 609-731-9311 or email kevin@minding-our-business.com. We look forward to joining us for our next one. Until next time.